Good morning. Today we will be discussing about performance parameters. In the last session, we have seen classification of IC engine. We have classified IC engine on the basis of ignition, on the basis of cycle of operation, uh, depending upon the type of fuel used, depending upon its application, depending upon type of cooling method which have been utilized, depending upon the type of cylinder arrangement which we have, depending upon the location of valves. So we have seen in detail a lot of different types in which an IC engine can be classified. Today we will be discussing about some performance parameters which help us in evaluating the performance of an IC engine. In its evaluation, comparison with the other IC engines, or comparison with the actual or theoretical cycle on how much degree of development have been done uh, on the basis of actual cycle that we will see. I already told you to see first law of thermodynamics, because first law of thermodynamics will be very important in analyzing the various parameters. So if we see about first law of thermodynamics, the first law of thermodynamics states that the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form into another form. That is, it is basically dealing with conservation of energy. Conservation of energy. तो फर्स्ट लॉ अपने को यही बताता है कि भाई कोई भी एनर्जी है उसको अपन बना भी नहीं सकते, मिटा भी नहीं सकते, वो क्या होगी, सिर्फ एक फॉर्म से दूसरे फॉर्म में वो कन्वर्ट होगी, उसमें ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाएगी। और ये बेसिकली अपने को क्या सिग्निफाई कर रहा है, कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी। सो दिस फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ thermodynamics we will be using in our engine cycle analysis. What is happening in IC engine? The chemical energy of fuel, it is converted into heat, and this heat energy is then converted into mechanical output. This heat energy is then converted into mechanical output. Okay, this is the conversion which is taking place in our IC engine. Can anyone tell whether in this conversion, whether all of this energy is converted into mechanical output or there are some losses? Anyone?
सर लॉसेस होंगे क्योंकि
There will be some
कोई भी आइडल
losses.
इंजन नहीं होगा।
We have already studied there is no device which can be 100% efficient. 100% efficient means it will be a Carnot cycle. Carnot cycle is the efficiency of this cycle is 100%, or it may be a device which is PM M1 perpetual motion machine of first type. Only these two can have the efficiency of 100%, and both are ideal case. In practical, there is no such device which is having efficiency of 100%. So in this case also, in our IC engine also, whatever chemical energy is available in case of fuel, it will not be converted into mechanical output overall in 100%. There will be some losses. There will be some other form of energy conversions which will be taking place. So let us see about those conversions. So in an IC engine, firstly, what we are doing, the fuel will be injected into our combustion chamber. The diagram you are seeing is basically a line diagram for IC engine. So the fuel will be injected into our combustion chamber. This is our combustion chamber. In this phase, the fuel will be injected. After the injection, the burning will take place or the combustion will take place. And during this combustion, the heat will be formed. Heat energy will release. Okay, this will be our first conversion, which will be taking place in our IC engine. Now see, once the heat is generated here, you might have studied about modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, radiation. So what will happen after the heat is generated? Some of the heat will be lost to these cylinder walls because of conduction. Some of the heat will be lost because of radiation. Some of the heat will be lost in that form. That means the complete energy which is converted into heat, it will not be available for conversion into mechanical output. Some energy we have already lost. Whatever energy will be remaining on our piston for conversion into mechanical output, that energy is known as indicated energy or indicated power. So the first type of energy which we have, the first type of power which we have in case of an IC engine, it is known as indicated power. This is the first power output which we can get. And it is the power which is available on the piston surface and available for conversion into mechanical output. Now, whether this energy will be converted fully into mechanical output, some of the energy losses I have considered now, that some energy have already been lost. Will this energy, will this indicated power will be completely converted into mechanical output, or there will be some more losses? What we have seen in first case, that total energy cannot be converted. Some of the losses will always be there. So now I have considered some of the losses. Which losses I have considered? The losses which will be going because of conduction to the cylinder walls, which will be lost because of radiation, or some of the energy which will be lost in our exhaust. The remaining energy is our indicated power. I am asking whether this indicated power will be fully converted into mechanical output, or there will be some further losses.
So there will be some losses.
There will be some further losses. Why? Because piston is just our first element for mechanical transmission or mechanical transformation. There are many more devices which we are having and which will be utilizing for transformation of this energy. Like here we have a piston, then we will be having a connecting rod, then you will be having a crankshaft. Here one pin will be also there, which is Gudgeon pin. So there are some moving parts. Due to this moving parts, what will happen? A friction will be there, and whenever there is a friction, there is a loss. So some of the energy will be again lost through this indicated power. Another thing, in case of automobile, we have a lot of system, like we have entertainment system is there, air conditioning system is there, you have one ignition system, even for valves are also now electronically controlled, so you have to give some power output there. You have turbocharger, supercharger. So there are a lot of systems which we are using in our automobile. We have to give them some energy. This energy will also be given from engine only. We are not having any other kind of energy source to provide power input to these auxiliary systems. Whatever energy is required for your vehicle to run efficiently, that energy have to be given from the engine itself. That means through this indicated power, there will be some losses because of friction, some unaccounted losses that you cannot determine, some of the energy input that will be given to other system for efficient working of our automobile. And all these energy losses will be considered in a single term, and that single term is known as our frictional power. It is our frictional power. Whatever energy was available for the conversion into mechanical output, some of the energy have been lost, and the lost energy is known as our frictional power. This frictional power include the energy loss because of friction, because of pumping action, unaccounted losses, and the energy which we are providing to our auxiliary systems for efficient running of automobile. After this, whatever energy is remaining, that energy will be our useful energy. And this useful energy is known as our brake power. It is known as brake power. So in case of an IC engine, we have three types of power. One is indicated, second one frictional, and third one is brake power. Indicated power means the energy which is available on the surface of piston, for conversion into mechanical output. Brake power, it is the mechanical output which you are getting from the engine. And whatever is the difference between both of these, between indicated and brake power, it is known as our frictional power, which account for losses because of the friction, pumping action, some unaccounted losses which we cannot determine, and the energy which we are supplying to the auxiliary system for the efficient working of our automobile. So these are three types of power which we primarily have to determine in case of IC engine. You can go through this. This is the theoretical part. According to first law, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. So there must be some energy balance. What we have seen here, this diagram, which we have seen, which we have studied, it is the energy flow diagram, or it is the energy balance analysis of IC engine. Energy balance analysis of our IC engine. Then in IC engine, fuel is fed into combustion chamber. It burns, converting the chemical energy into heat. Now this heat energy cannot be totally utilized because there are some losses because of the exhaust, because of coolant, and some of the radiation loss. One more loss I have told, because of conduction. Some of the heat will be conducted to the cylindrical walls. The heat energy, whichever is remaining after these losses, after considering these losses, that is losses because of exhaust, coolant, and radiation and conduction, That heat energy is known as indicated power. This indicated power is delivered to your piston. Now, there will be some transmission devices. So there will be some losses because of friction, pumping loss. In addition, you will be driving the auxiliary devices like valve mechanism is there, ignition system is there. Here, fuel pump is there. It is not food pump. It is fuel pump. So sum of all these losses is termed as our frictional power, and whatever is the remaining useful mechanical energy, that is known as our brake power. Okay. So these are our three types of power, which on the basis of which we will be determining some performance parameters. So if we talk about the performance parameters, overall, there are total 12 parameters, which you have on the basis of which you can total 12 parameters are there on the basis of which you can determine the performance of a particular IC engine and compare it with other engines or actual cycle engines. In these, 5 will be our engine efficiencies, which are indicated thermal efficiency, brake thermal efficiency, mechanical efficiency, volumetric, relative or efficiency ratio. In this, volumetric efficiency is the most important one. To determine the performance, volumetric efficiency is the most important. Other parameters are mean effective pressure, that is what is the average pressure inside our combustion chamber, inside our engine cylinder, mean piston speed, specific power output. Specific means specific power output, specific fuel consumption. The word specific is per unit. How much per unit power output we can get, how much per unit fuel consumption is there. Then fuel air or air fuel ratio, calorific value of fuel or CV, and inlet valve Mach index. So these are the performance parameters which we are going to see. So talking about the first 5, what are these first 5? These are the 5 different type of efficiency which we determine in case of our IC engine. The first one is indicated thermal efficiency. Second, brake thermal. Third is mechanical. Fourth is your volumetric. And fifth is your relative efficiency or efficiency ratio. So whatever energy balance we have seen, according to this, we have one particular amount of energy in the fuel. Out of this energy, we got some indicated power, and from this indicated power, we derived brake power. The losses which were in between these indicated power and brake power, or the difference between indicated and brake, it is known as our frictional power. And what are these losses? These are the losses which have gone into our exhaust or radiation, or because of coolant, or because of conduction to the cylindrical walls. Yes, Rizwan. हेलो
हेलो
हाँ, कोई डाउट पूछ रहा था?
नहीं सर.
हाँ, अभी हाथ उठाया था किसी ने. ओके, ठीक है. So we have chemical energy of a particular amount through which we found one indicated power, brake power indicated, which is available on piston, brake power, which is our power output. Difference between them, it is our frictional power. And this difference, this huge difference, is because of losses which is taking place due to the exhaust, due to radiation, or due to the heat conduction into the cylindrical walls. So let us see our first efficiency, which is indicated thermal efficiency. See, indicated thermal efficiency. By the term, I can tell it will be discussing about our indicated power with thermal efficiency. It will be related to our brake power, mechanical efficiency. It will be related to both. Whatever we are having, brake and indicated power. And volumetric efficiency, it will be as per air intake. Air intake. How much air we are intaking into our system and how well we can utilize it. And after that, relative efficiency or efficiency ratio, it will be a comparison with the actual cycle or ideal cycle. So first one, which is our indicated thermal efficiency, it is basically the ratio of energy in indicated power to the input fuel energy. To the input fuel energy. Efficiency means whatever we are given, whatever we are supplying, how efficiently it is converted. So what we have given earlier the chemical energy of fuel. With this efficiency, we are determining how well this chemical energy is converted into useful energy, which is available for conversion on the piston. So it is indicated thermal efficiency equal to indicated power upon input fuel energy. Input fuel energy means it will be calorific value of the fuel into whatever mass of fuel have entered into our engine. That is mass flow rate of fuel, mass of fuel per second. Whatever mass of fuel have entered, because mass of fuel is not fixed. That like if you are saying that in each cycle 500 gram of fuel will be entered, it is not like that. Or 0.5 ml will be entered. It is not at all like it. On which it depends? It depends upon the load. It will be depending upon the load, how much mass of fuel will be entering. So depending upon the mass of fuel, we can determine input fuel energy by a simple formula, mass flow rate into calorific value. And out of this energy, whatever was firstly available for the conversion means which is available on the piston for conversion, that is indicated power. This will be our indicated thermal efficiency. So it is basically telling how efficient our engine is in converting the chemical energy into the useful heat energy, after considering the losses which have taken place because of the exhaust, coolant or radiation. Next, we have a brake thermal efficiency. Another one which we have, it is our brake thermal efficiency. It will tell out of the input fuel energy or out of the chemical energy which we have supplied, how much useful output we were able to achieve at the end of our cycle. That is, it is basically the ratio of energy in the brake power, that is the energy which is available on our camshaft or the final mechanical output to the input fuel energy. And again, what is input fuel energy? It is calorific value of fuel into the mass flow rate, and the mechanical output which was available is our brake power. So this efficiency will tell how much amount of chemical energy was finally converted into mechanical output. Then one more term we are having, which is mechanical efficiency. Mechanical efficiency will be telling us about it will basically compare our indicated power and brake power. It will tell how much amount of indicated power, that is how much amount of heat energy which was available on the piston, was successfully converted into the mechanical output. How much amount of energy which was available on the piston was successfully converted into the mechanical output. So it is basically the ratio of delivered power, whatever you are getting as a mechanical output, that is our brake power, to the power which we have provided to the piston or to the indicated power. Or you can say in simple terms, it is the ratio of indicated thermal efficiency to the brake thermal efficiency. The ratio of both these efficiencies is known as mechanical efficiency. Okay, so mechanical efficiency can be determined by brake power upon indicated power, or you can write it as brake upon BP plus FP. What is this FP? This is our frictional power. Okay, so these are three basic types of efficiency. Now,
Sir,
how do you define this calorific value of fuel? What is the calorific value of fuel? How do you define it? Anyone? बचपन से सुनते आए हैं,
sir,
सीबी निकाला है कई चीजों का.
so calorific value means सर मतलब जो एनर्जी मतलब 1 kg ऑफ फ्यूल को बर्न करने में जो एनर्जी मतलब सर सप्लाई होती है या रिक्वायरमेंट होती है.
यूनिट क्वांटिटी ऑफ फ्यूल को बर्न करने के बाद कितना अमाउंट ऑफ हीट एनर्जी अपना जनरेट हुआ, वो होता है अपना कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू. कोई भी फ्यूल ले लो, उसकी यूनिट क्वांटिटी लो, उसको बर्न करो, जो भी एनर्जी अपनी रिलीज हुई, टोटल एनर्जी, वो अपनी क्या हो जाएगी उस पर्टिकुलर फ्यूल की कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू. अब इसको डिटरमाइन करने के लिए भी काफी कंडीशंस होती है, जो कंडीशंस अपन आगे देखेंगे, इसी वाली पीपीटी में देखेंगे आगे, कि परफॉर्मेंस पैरामीटर भी है ये अपने लिए. तो इसलिए मैंने इनपुट फ्यूल एनर्जी में क्या किया, कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू मल्टीप्लाइड बाय मास ऑफ फ्यूल. कि ये जो क्वांटिटी है ये क्या है, ये है अपनी पर यूनिट, ये पर यूनिट क्वांटिटी है. अगर मुझे टोटल एनर्जी चाहिए तो मुझे इसको मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा किससे, बाय द मास ऑफ फ्यूल जो भी अपने इंजन में एंटर हुआ था. ओके, so these were the three efficiencies. Two more efficiencies are there. One is volumetric. Volumetric is very important efficiency because it will be telling about the breathing capacity of engine. What we are doing in case of engines, we supply air. Air intake is there in case of engine. You can take any engine, SI engine, CI engine, gas engine, कोई भी इंजन ले लो, एयर इनटेक वहां पे होना ही होना है. तो हाउ मच ऑफ दिस एयर इनटेक इज प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज्ड, it will be told by volumetric efficiency. So volumetric efficiency is the most important efficiency which we have in case of IC engine. it is a bigger topic. We will start it from the next class.